Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to improve the performance and the smoothness of your Daiwa Fuego spinning reel. Now, as we all know, bearings makes a reel more smooth than bushings. On the spinning reel today, we're going to be replacing the bushing in the knob and the bushing under the spool with a bearing. Now, today the tools that we're going to need, of course, we're going to need our reel, and we're going to need a small jeweler screwdriver and a tool to remove the knob cap. You can make one out of a paper clip. All you have to do is make a slight bend at the end. And of course, we're going to need the bearings. I ordered my bearings from Boca bearings. They have a wide selection and they're very reliable. This is the bearing model number that we're going to use to replace the bearing under the knob, and this is the one that is going to go under the spool. Now, before we install the bearings, we're going to prep them by putting some lubricant in them. The real oil that I use is the Boca Lightning Lube high-speed oil. I especially like this oil because it has a low viscosity, but it works really well with ceramic and stainless steel bearings. So we're just going to put a drop in there to ensure the smoothness of the bearing, and it's going to prolong the life of the bearing as well. Now, the first bearing we're going to be replacing is the one under the handle knob. You take the tool that you made with a paper clip and you put it in the hole of the knob cap. And then all you have to do is to pull it out. Just be careful, because if you use too hard of a pressure, the knob cap would fly out. And then you can see a screw inside. So we're going to take a screwdriver and remove that screw. Remove the knob. The bearing is actually inside the knob if you look close enough. It's actually right here. So what we do, we take a small screwdriver, put it inside, and remove the bushing. Then we're going to take the new bearing and install it. Reverse the process. Put the knob in with the bearing. Put the screw back in, and then tighten it. Make sure the knob spins freely. Here we go. And then put the cap back on. There, one down. The next bearing that we're going to be replacing would be the one under the spool. To remove the spool, remove the drag cap first. Once that is off, we can remove the spool. As you can see, there's a brass bushing right here. We're going to be replacing this bushing with the bearing that we got. Now, if you look closely, you're going to see a retainer right here. What we're going to do is to take a small screwdriver and remove the retainer. Locate the opening of the retainer. Try to hold it with a finger so it doesn't fly out, and just pop it out. There we go. The next step is just going to be removing the bushing and replacing it with the new bearing. Take your retainer and put it back on. Make sure it fits right over the groove. Inspect to make sure the bearing sits inside the groove, the retainer. Yep. And the bearing is spinning freely. This bearing is actually commonly found in some of the more high-end spinning reels like the Daiwa spinning. By doing this, we actually improve the smoothness of the reel, and it also allows the line to go a lot easier when it's under pressure. When to put the spool back in, make sure you line it up, and then reinstall the cap. Check the reel, and you'll see that the reel spins a lot smoother now. To order your bearings, you can go to www.bocabearings.com. Thank you for watching the video. Hope it helps you.